Hello, greetings to you. You're welcome to Touch Billion TV. And today we are looking at BTC trade. We actually looked at the possibility of what BTC can do in our last episode. And this was what happened. Massive manipulation, stop loss hunts. The market actually came and actually gave us a stop loss here. And you can see here, we experienced a loss, right? So what are we looking at? Tendency of what the market can do. It's very clear that we actually saw a very massive imbalance in the market, which is at this point here. We actually saw a massive imbalance in the market, which is at this point here. And we anticipated that the market was actually going to come to this zone and reacted. Yes, it came to this zone first, reacted, right, and before started coming down, right? So it's possible some people may have taken out some little profits actually, but not really reasonable because we expected the market to go way up, right? So there, what is the next thing that we're looking at the market is going to do? Now, also notice that we had a zone at the very top, which we anticipated this sell, right? We anticipated this sell. You see this sell that this market did like all the way down like this. It was anticipated, right? But we wanted to, just enter it right. Now, we could have entered at markets and made some very good profits, from the downtrend of this trade, right? But then we wanted to just enter right, but the market did not give us that opportunity to enter from this particular zone. Let me get my arrow to highlight that from this particular zone here. The market did not give us that opportunity to enter from this particular zone. So it went all the way down, right, to this point that we anticipated the market to get to, but it took us out, hit our stop loss. So let's say our stop loss was way too small, but it was not small at all, depending on the leverage you're using, but it took us out and, started going up. But then what are we looking at? What are the tendency of what we are looking at for the market to do? Now, this is what exactly I'm looking at. So this has been mitigated. This is no longer valid. This is no longer valid. This is no longer valid. And we're also going to just take this out. So, right. So now, what are we looking at in the market? So let's have a fresh chart to some extent. So what are we looking at in the market? First of all, we've clearly seen that the market came down and took out this low. Let me expand this point here. The market came and took out this low at this very point here, right? Look at this low, right? Yes, it reacted to something, but then it took out this low, right? So the market coming in and taking out this low, which is, of course, a break of structure, So in short, we call it BOS, in short, which is a break of structure. And we're seeing the market, trying to create higher highs, tendency of, moving to the upside. But then what is really the major thing that is so significant is that there's also another zone that this market will likely be attracted to here. There's also another zone which the market will likely be attracted to and creating a level of imbalance also in the market. You understand? So, sorry, excuse. So, we expected the market to get to this point, which it did. It went up, mitigated this particular zone. You see the market went up here, mitigated this particular zone here, right? Mitigated this particular zone here, and that brought about some momentum and all the way up, right? So we're actually just also going to take, this can also still act as a point of support, but then let's get that out. So now what are we looking at here? We're looking at the market coming to this particular point here, coming to this particular point here and just going up, right? Coming to this particular point here and going up. Now it can come, try to also get to this zone. That's why we're putting the stop loss to be a little bit reasonable, right? So, but then coming to this particular point here and going up. This is also another interesting zone that the market will likely come to, right? This is also another interesting zone that the market will likely come to. Let's look at it in the lower time frame and see. Okay, so this is also another interesting point that the market can actually come to. But then this is another, this is it here. So this is the zone we're looking at the market coming to and giving us an interesting buy. This is a zone we're looking at the market coming to and giving us an interesting buy. An interesting buy, BOS. Okay, this is an interesting zone that we're looking at the market coming to give us an interesting buy, right? So just trying to just get that right. This is also a fair value gap here. This is a fair value gap here, right? That's a fair value gap. So this is a tendency, right? This is a tendency. Let's go to the lower time frame and this will just be better. Okay, so this is a tendency of what we're looking at the market doing, right? This little buy here you're seeing, the market is actually going to come down. Probably the markets can go up and react at this particular zone here. Here, the market can go up and react at this particular zone here. Yes, there's a tendency for that. The market can go up, react here, and come all the way down, then go up. So this is what we're looking at, right? This is what we're looking at. So we keep our fingers crossed open, right? If it respects our entry, then good a thing. Good a thing, we're good to go on that angle. Good a thing, we're good to go on that angle. So, but then this is the idea around BTC, BTC charts. So the market has been on a massive uptrend, right? It has been on a massive uptrend, but then it's trying to balance itself because the truth is that the market cannot just be flying and flying towards a particular direction. There must be some level of balancing when it comes to trading. There must be some level of balancing when it comes to trading. It's something that is just necessary and bound to happen, right? Something that is just necessary and bound to happen. Trading, there'll be some level of what balancing. So this what we're looking at. This is a tendency of what I feel that the market is actually going to do, right? This is a tendency of what I feel the market is going to do. The market is going to move from this zone here, gain some level of momentum around this zone. It may get here, it may react here, or it can just from here and go down. But then we've already seen a clear break of structure here, and it's come fill up an imbalance, a fair value gap, hits this OB, and we can just see that buy that we're looking for. So we're just going to keep our fingers crossed and see what happens, right? I will always say that trading is 10% selling, 10% buying, and 80% waiting. You must be able to have that ability to wait. So please, if you got value from this video, do well to subscribe to the channel. Do well to turn on the notification button. We drop trade chart analysis on a daily basis. Do well to comment if you have a question or contribution, and know fully well that we're here to help you win.